What a day. What a day. I need to organize these books. Such a mess. So much junk. Oh, hello there. Let me sit down and address you. Oh, I might as well take my hat off. It's only polite. It's nice to see you again. In between my travels from here to there and here again, I figure I would talk to you about the election results and my thoughts on why Kamala Harris has lost. Oh, I have a paper here. And this is some notes that I have written down hastily to explain why I think Kamala Harris lost. Some of my reasons. First, I'm going to share with you a quote from Kamala Harris's concession speech today.
But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. What does that mean? I haven't the foggiest. It's word salad motivational pap. You just lost an election. You got frankly, your ass handed to you. And you say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. It's so corny. It's so empty. It's so meaningless. At a time when Americans are worried about housing prices and inflation and the cost of groceries, and you're making statements like this as if they matter? I don't know. Number two, like I said, it's the economy, stupid. The economy seems poor. And it seems poor because it is in many ways. Housing is through the roof, rent is through the roof, food prices are through the roof, bills, everything is through the roof. It's hard for a lot of Americans to get by these days. And even though inflation itself is technically going down, inflation is only the rate of increase. It's still technically increasing slowly, prices, and prices aren't going down. Many people's wages have risen, but they haven't risen enough to cover the costs of such high-priced items. When asked how she would differentiate herself from Joe Biden, when asked on The View, the easiest question, which she had known for months, hey, you need to differentiate yourself from this unpopular candidate, Joe Biden, she said, basically, I don't know. There's nothing that differentiates me. I don't know what intelligent adult would say that, but she said that and solidified the narrative that she is basically going to be the continuation of Biden, which equates to high inflation, high prices, and an increase of crime, homelessness, and migration. Now, I don't necessarily agree with all of these things, but these are things that a lot of Republicans that I've talked to in my travels believe. It's about perception. Number four, this one hits me hard. And that is, all she had to do to win over a significant youth vote and Muslim vote was to say an arms embargo in Gaza. All she had to say with the Israel-Gaza situation, mind you, where over 40,000 innocent civilians have been killed, schools blown up, hospitals blown up, aid workers killed, refugee camps routinely bombed. Just last week, you had another 100 or so people blown to death in bombings and drone strikes. And the Biden administration and Kamala is largely silent as they continue to fund Israel. People have been complaining and protesting for months, over a year now, and the Biden administration has all but thrown them under the bus. They didn't even have a Palestinian speaker for 2 minutes at the convention. That shows how much they care about Michigan voters, eh? All she had to do, even if it was to lie. Here's good tobacco. I'm pretending to smoke. All she had to do was lie and say, I support an arms embargo and I support human rights and I will differentiate from Biden in terms of bringing peace in the Middle East. And that would have helped significantly. Could have differentiated herself from Donald Trump in that regard. Cringe on TikTok is another one. I was on TikTok in my travels from the Near East to the Far East to the South to the North to the Misty Mountains. And the video I saw was when she was picking Tim Walz. Of course, this was fake. Obviously, there's a lot more research and a lot more preparation done than just calling him on the phone and filming it on TikTok. It was obviously staged, but it was ridiculously, as the young people say these days, cringe. And I will give you a demonstration as honest as I can of how it went down. Tim, hi. I'm calling you to let you know that I want you on my team to be my vice president in this election. With you, we're going to win. Well, Kamala, I would be honored to serve on your team. It would be so noble to be a part of your team. It just came off as completely fake and completely cringe. You could not get more cringe. That is the definition of cringe in the dictionary. Whoever green-lighted this and said this is cool, this is fresh, needs to be fired, as Trump would say. Because it sucked, and it didn't work. It only solidified that you're a cringe, goofy woman who can't lead. Again, not that I agree with that, but that's the perception, and perception is everything. And to end it all, to go back to her concession speech today, she did not concede in the sense that she admitted what she did wrong in her campaign and congratulated Donald Trump to some extent for winning over millions of voters. He did win the popular vote, after all. So you can't say that the Electoral College is BS and that we should abolish it and that the popular vote would save us, because it didn't. He won the popular vote by a few million. So, clearly he's popular with a lot of people, and you need to address that. This speech felt more like cope. Democrats don't need a hug. They need a reality check. That Kamala was a bad choice. She ran a fairly bad campaign in many ways, and she failed to ease the fears of Republicans. Just as much as Democrats fear fascism, Republicans fear Kamala tanking the economy. Both sides believing that the lesser of two evils is their only way out, whether they like the candidates or not. So a lot of people might not like Donald Trump. A lot of people I've met think Donald Trump is a giant asshole. But they think he will save the economy. They think they'll be tough when it comes to foreign nations and war. They think he can lead, even if he bullshits from time to time. Because in their mind, everyone bullshits. And that makes him relatable to them. So these are just a few reasons why I think Kamala Harris should or could have won and what she did wrong. I'm going off to travel somewhere else